How can Tampa be thriving and building so much when the economy is so bad right now?
Well, you know, we have different funding pots, and this is something that I went over in State of the City, and whenever I give a speech, and once I kind of describe it, most people say, okay, I didn't know that. You have two budgets. One is an operating budget and one's a capital budget. Now on the capital side, a lot of the funds you can't use for operating, like the voter approved community investment tax 1996, you can't use that for operating. That's what built the stadium.
Right.
You can only use that for capital. Water and sewer bonds, that can only be used for capital. But on my operating side, that's the budget that's problematic, because that's the budget that gets funded in large part through property taxes and other revenue sources, all of which are going down.
Is that more scrutinized, though, also in the spending of those property taxes and all those things by the public, the general public?
I think so, because that's really what runs the departments that people are in contact with every day.
Right,
you know,
right.
Police, fire, code enforcement, clean city, parks and recreation. Those are the departments that all operate out of this operating tax. And so when our property taxes went down last year, property taxes have gone down this year, sales tax have decreased, state revenue sharing has decreased, everything's decreased. Well,
that must have been difficult for you. All those jobs were like going out too long
ago. It is. It's heartbreaking, really. That's been the worst part of my time as mayor, has been laying people off.
This recent time, in this last year
It's been awful, because you hate to adversely affect someone's life. But the reality of my operating budget is that it's 80% people.
Oh,
and
right,
so,
right.
you know, you can only cut the paper clips and the travel so much. And when it's 80% personnel.
They have to buy their own sodas at work now. But,
that's right.
I mean, there wasn't much of that going on.
It
was very skim before.
We only drink water in the city of Tampa. We're very healthy. 8 glasses a day.
Well, the perception is a reality in this case, where you are putting back into the city and you are putting back into the foundation and all the things that make a city work. So when things get revitalized and we start expanding and the economy comes back in a general whole of everything, we're ready to rock and roll on the top, right?
You said it as well as I could. I don't think I would have said rock and roll, but I would have said something else.
Rock and roll, though.
You can take that, though. You can use that in your speech.
I might use that. I might start incorporating that in my speeches. Yes.
And
Thank
besides, you're very welcome.
No
very welcome.
problem.
Besides all of the new construction and things that are going on, you know, in the development, we look at portions of the city like Ybor City. We're We're very fond of Ybor City. Having you there at the ribbon cutting back in November at our new facility, we started sort of a kind of a cool new culture with this sort of professional space within a retail area. You know, it's kind of a nice little interesting creative thing. How do you see Ybor City in the next couple years with ultimately, what would you love to see it in 10 years when you're looking back, you know, when you're running your own show like The View or something?
Exactly.
How do you see, when you go back to visit Ybor City from Los Angeles and traveling all over the world, what do you expect to see in 10 years?
Second Oprah show I'll have, you know.
Oprah 2.
O2.
Yeah, Oprah 2.
O2, there you go.
Maybe called P, just P it'll be called.
There you go.
Ybor, I love Ybor City, because I love history, and Ybor is big part of our history. When I first became mayor, I was not happy with what I saw in Ybor City. First of all, the 7th Avenue was, you know, just open to people walking. So it was just kind of a wild atmosphere, and people were not spending money. The businesses were not thriving, and you just had a handful of bars that I think were not good businesses. You know, to me, you're not a good business when you only open up Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Pile in everyone you can. You don't care how much they drink. You don't care what happens to them. You don't really care about the community. That's not what we want. So in the past 5 years, we've done a number of things. We've really tried to de-emphasize that bar atmosphere. We reopened 7th Avenue to traffic. We had a visioning plan. We've tried to attract, like what you said, in Centro. I mean, look at that wonderful mix now of what we have. We want professional offices to move in, and we've seen it. Not only you, but look at what's happened with Wilson Miller, Heighton Associates. I mean, there have been a wonderful push to get professional offices in there. Now they eat lunch there. We recently removed the parking meters, and we think that will help with retail. We even built an art studio. You know, they're out of the space that we had there at Centennial Park. Centennial Park's going to have a makeover. We put an art studio in there, which people really like. We want to emphasize the arts, the history, the cultural part of Ybor, the fact that you can live there, you can work there, and you can have entertainment there. 10 years from now, it's going to be one of the real in places to live and to work. People are going to say, oh, you get to work in Ybor City? Your office is there? Yeah, oh, you're lucky.
A couple of weeks ago, Senator Obama was here. But you pretty much kind of, to me anyways, threw your weight almost behind Senator Obama.
I don't weigh that much. I don't want you to think it was anything that really crushed the campaign.
But it seems as if you are, now is he your guy? Is he the one that you're supporting?
He is,
okay.
Absolutely. I chose last
fantastic.
week to endorse Senator Obama. I have been watching the race very closely, as everyone has. It's been just an amazing race. I don't often endorse people. In fact, I really do stay out of.
Did that have anything to do with him coming here?
Well, I decided.
Anyway?
Did
you have to endorse him for him to come here?
We don't know how this
is very
works.
complicated.
No, this is big. This is big stuff.
Oh, complicated. Well, first, I don't often endorse, but this year I think the presidential race is just awfully important, and I really have analyzed the candidates, and I really do believe that Senator Obama, if he wins, would make a great president for a whole host of reasons. Now, I like to really focus more on the economic side of it.
Sure.
I know there's the whole war side, but that's really not in my bailiwick as mayor. Right. But what I have seen in the past 5 years is really a lack of investment on the part of the federal government in our cities. And I think that the next president needs to spend and invest in our cities across this country. And when Senator Obama came and he said, what does Tampa need, and what would be your issues? And I ticked him off about infrastructure. And I said, I started talking to him about the infrastructure needs of the Tampa Bay area, the fact that we need light rail, and we need mass transit, and we're going to need the federal government to be a partner.
What was his reaction to that?
He said, well, I look forward to helping you with all that. Of course, he's, campaigning. I understand he meets lots of mayors and all this, not like I'm, his new best friend. But the fact is that if he becomes the president, I intend to communicate and with him as president to talk about this agenda that needs to occur for American cities and for the city of Tampa.
Well, I know that you're busy. Is there anything else that you want to? Thank you for letting us come
I thought we already established that I wasn't busy. Now she keeps telling me how busy I am.
I need to go to work. Now
apparently, I'm busy. I'm now thinking, what is it that I should be doing that she seems to know about? You must know about all the stacks on my desk. Is that it?
It's that big.
She peeked in there and she said,
Bridget came in here and said that you had to go now, that we had used our time up. Thank you very much for letting us come here. It's been fun.
It's been fun.
Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Absolutely. We'll be here tomorrow at 3. All right. Thank you very much. I'm too busy. That was good. Nice work. You should be a politician.